Take a Slow Homestead. I'm Carol and I have 152 project days left this year, as far as I know. That's if we have a late fall, or I guess I should say a late summer that goes into fall a little bit. Hopefully we will. So in the next 152 days, I'm going to be working on my projects. Today, I really wanted to just get right into the project. We have a helicopter going overhead. I wanted to do more work on the project in the backyard. The project that is connected with the project in the front yard. But I have more peas. When I soaked my peas and planted them the other day, there were some that didn't soak very well. So I soaked them again, and gradually they started plumping up, and some of them even I stored them in the fridge after they plumped up, and I kept separating them out from the ones that didn't plump up yet. So I stored them in the fridge and they started to germinate, some of them. So I'm going to show you a pea seed that is sprouting. I don't know if you've ever seen one before. I'm sure some of you have. Some of you have not. There. See that little sprout coming out? Pretty cool. I dropped it. So there are a few in there, maybe you can see, that have started to sprout. I thought that was pretty cool. So guess what? I need to plant these peas first, and then I'm going to get after that project in the backyard. It's the new planting bed that I'm going to put asparagus and strawberries in, just to jog your memory. So let's get to work. Here's the area where I just planted those peas. First of all, I had to pull the blue morning glory vines off of my trellises because I left them up there last fall. I discovered about a year ago that... What you doing, Kit? Doing a trick? Okay. I discovered about a year ago that it was easier to pull those vines off of these trellises when they were all dried up. So that's why I left them there again this year. So they're in front of this white trellis and in front of this brown trellis. I think that's all the peas. I do have some still in the house in a little container soaking in some water. Just a handful, little ones. We'll see if they puff up or not. But it's good to have that done. It's supposed to be like 66 here today, which is awesome and amazing. And here is the project area. You can tell that we've had some traffic right here where it's been walked on and kind of packed down a little bit. So we do need to build a pathway right there because it's a popular area. There's some of the materials I've been using, which you might think is kind of funny, but we had these old pieces of shingle material that were just back behind the shed, and I thought, I don't even know what they go to, And so I'm going to use them as edging. And what I've been doing is cutting them, as you can see on this one. Normally it would be like this part of this longer piece. But I've been cutting them down the middle like that so that they're about 6 inches deep, so that when I use them as curbing, they will hopefully stop weeds from crossing over from one area to the next, or grass, mainly weeds, because I do have the cement curbing for keeping the grass away from this area. So I have all of these. When I start to cut them, I've been cutting them right like down the middle like that, and then they come apart by themselves pretty much. They separate right along that line right there. I end up with short pieces like this, which is fine. So what I've done right here, this is the first area that I've already been working on, is I've used those old shingling material for edging right here between the dirt and the rocks. So what I did is I dug out some of the dirt to make it a little bit lower. I put in the edging, and then I put in some landscape fabric, and then I put in the rock. And I have this little tiny corner done. One small step for mankind, right? Okay. Or a small step for man. Whatever it is. There's a sprinkler right there, so hopefully that will be in a nice, safe place there. Okay. Alright, now all I have to do is figure out the rest of this. I have it figured out. I just need to get working on it. So, I'm going to be doing that. And look what we have. Cherry blossoms. This is one of my cherry bushes. Yay! Beautiful. I have all of the sections marked now. So the first thing I'm going to do is work on the area that is above the septic tank, which is right there, right where I have those shingle pieces lying down. So I'll move those, make sure there's no weeds, get rid of any weeds that are there, and smooth it all out and start laying some of the decorative rock in that area. That's what I'm going to do now, and maybe I will get that area finished before the sun sets. I don't know, but I'll try. That's all I got done today. It got dark on me, so I had to quit. But I did get a lot done. It took a while. I have all of this decorative rock around here that's been sitting around since the end of last fall when it got cold, and I couldn't work anymore. And so the wind has been blowing on it all of these months, and especially in the spring when the wind started blowing and the dust started blowing along with it. It took me a while because I kind of had to sift through the rock. I didn't want to put a bunch of dirt on this area under the rocks because then I'll get weeds sooner. I'll probably eventually get weeds in my rocks anyway because the wind does blow the dust in. Anyway, that's what I got done. Tomorrow I'm planning on coming out and working on this area again and getting as much as I can done tomorrow. So until then, have a good night and thanks for watching. And remember that even when you take it slow, you can accomplish a lot. Eventually.